So what's your name?
Yullbrenna.
Ah, fresh meat!
Alright, hey everybody, Yullbrenna here with another Ability Arena gameplay video, and this time we're going to be playing Tower God. Tower God, another one of my favorite gods in the game. Definitely an A-tier god, it's got a lot of possibilities, but when I play it, I need a few things in play. So let's first talk about what Tower God does. If you don't know what Tower God does, it's going to have one of your units turn into a building with a fixed attack range, and then you're also going to get Fortification, so anytime one of your units dies, the rest of your units are going to be invulnerable for a certain amount of time. So, you know, kind of an underrated buff that a lot of people don't think about, but something that is really beneficial to avoid burst damage, like from an ogre build that's trying to burst multiple units down at once. So, what do I look for when I'm playing a Tower God? It's usually I'm looking for take aim. You know, it's naturally something that's going to extend that attack range. If you can get just 3 points into attack range, you're going to find that you can hit almost everywhere in the map, which is really beneficial. And then of course you're going to be looking for attack speed and also you know, some attack modifiers. So right now I'm picking up Little Shredder, and then I also like Infernal Blade as an attack modifier. It's kind of one of those spells that's just going to prevent anybody from having a mega carry, and it actually does really good damage when you get into the super, and then it turns into an AoE at Gaben. So that's something I may go for the time being. So far no take aim. It's usually a spell that's not contested, but one of the issues is when you go for Tower God, it kind of signals to everybody else that, yeah, you are probably going to go for take aim. So that can be a little bit of a problem. Another time that you could say don't go for Tower God is when there's a lot of mobility in play. You're going to be putting your tower on the back, and to get the most out of Fortification, you want your units kind of creating a shield for your tower to do the most damage and to keep protecting it. So that's where you're going to want the lack of mobility. So you don't want Blink, you don't want you know, Rolling Thunder, Rolling Boulder, things like that in play when you're playing Tower God. You know, you don't want Phantom Strike, someone to come and Omni Slash your unit to death. So definitely something to look out for when you're playing this god. So early on, I'm just getting some value spells. I don't have any in take aim still, but I'm going for a lot of attack speed with the Essence Shift plus Fervor combo for the time being. Before I find anything else, you can see I have Glaives just in case I find a really good int hero or potentially a universal hero that I can use it on. But for the time being, I don't. So my attack modifier for the time being is just Infernal Blade. I noticed there was a lot of summons builds in play. That's why I have Counter Helix, but then I also want to play a summons build of myself. If fights are going to last a little bit longer with these drawn out fortifications, then maybe I want to go a summons build and do some damage that way. So I'll look into that for the time being. Don't have much lifesteal, so it doesn't work out for me there. But I do find more points into Little Shredder, especially if I can get that all the way to Gaben and I hit multiple units with some take aim. I'm really going to have almost a full range. Cold Embrace, naturally a good way to prolong fight for my tower and build Fervor stacks, so I'll go ahead and pick that up. Good value point as well, and combos well with the Fortification. So you can see not a lot of mobility in play. Granted, it is very early, but there's not a lot of mobility happening right now. I just don't have a lot of attack speed outside of Little Shredder, so I might have to buff that up with like Bloodlust or something like that. So we'll see if something like that pops up, which it does. So I'll go ahead and grab that, and that'll help me build those Fervor stacks. And there it pops up again. Also, Spike Carapace pops up. Always a good spell to pick. One of the top 5 you know, winning spells in the game, and if I'm keeping everybody in front of me, I definitely want to grab that spell. So go ahead and grab that. Alright, so managed to win, kind of in the middle of the pack, not doing too well. I don't think I want to go phylactery, so I'll just get the mech for some added heals. Would like to get Chakra Magic, combo that with Little Shredder, but I am targeting a lot of spells here, and I need to find take aim for sure. So it's been a little frustrating. Haven't been able to find it as of yet. And you can see there's a few people that are taking it over me. Like I said, when you play Tower God, some people might swipe that from you, so you need to keep that in mind. And you can see everybody backing up. This guy does have charge, so he manages to get to my back line. So charge is in play, not the most reliable mobility, so I don't think I'm too worried about it as we get into the middle and the late game. I just need to find the right spells first. And some of those spells are definitely ultimates that I need to get into play. One of them I like to play with when I'm playing Tower God is Chrono, so I'll try to look for Chrono. You can see for the time being, just kind of your basic spells. I do find Vampiric Spirit. That should work well with the Spirit Link, and then more Bloodlust. Really prolonged fight, and I've got the Infernal Blade, so any tanky frontliners that they have shouldn't be an issue. And yeah, in those prolonged fights, if they don't have any mobility, it should work out in my favor. Borrowed time is there. That could work while I look for Chronosphere, but then Chronosphere pops up, so I think I'll just grab that instead. And if Little Shredder doesn't pop, I could always go the Unleash route, so I'll pick up that. And I want to make sure I get my Chrono off, so I just get a value point in Dark Pack. Dark Pack used to be a very strong spell, but nowadays is kind of just a, you know, the Gaben's not that good, so just get a value point in it and it should be fine. So you can see Chrono, yeah, it stops my units, but it stops their units too. My Tower God manages to get the kill on the frontliner, and is hopefully just picking them off one by one. And a couple spells that I like here, I've been getting the summons route. I do find Chakram, so I like Chakram when I'm playing Tower God because I'll keep one of my units farther back rather than going up. And so if that unit is buffing up my tower, then I want to keep him back. And so that's why I like to pick it up. A lot of survivability here. Still don't have the take aim. Little Shredder provides a little bit of extra attack range. And Jingu Mastery just isn't there, and I'm not sure if the innate is working too well on Brood. Which the innate is kind of about lifesteal when you get a kill. And I'll pick Techies. He'll buff up my Broodmother for the time being, and then throw Shakamon as well. Looking for just a value ultimate. There it is for Chaotic Offering. That should work out for Mars. You can see the charge sucked the Chronosphere, so really tough for him to get to my backline. Yeah, still just missing out on a little bit of lifesteal and a little bit of attack range here. I always go for a gift. You can just go the minus 40% mana regeneration. I'm not using a lot of mana. You can see a lot of physical damage for me, except for really the Chakram and the Counter Helix, which is pure damage, so I don't mind that. you can see, it looks like this guy's got some take aim as well. He's actually outranging my tower for the time being. So yeah, kind of middle in the pack here. I'm just picking up a value arrow because I'm not sure what else I want to get. And then Infernal Blade, like I said, you could keep it at level 3 if you wanted to do a value point in it, but I do find value in going for it all the way to Gaben, especially if I'm going to need some AoE magic damage, so we'll go for that. Pierce the Veil does pop up. That could be pretty nice, but I'm kind of sticking with what I got for the time being, and I still have to get Take Aim into play, so I'm not sure if Pierce the Veil works out, even though 3 of them just dropped. The guy had Fiend's Grip, but 1 value point and Dark Pact completely counters that. This guy's also got a lot of summons, so the Chakram is kind of countering that. And yeah, it works out real well. I'm going to go for the super on Chaotic Offering just so that I get the second one off. And then you saw I got Sidekick. I want to get Sidekick as well. So Sidekick will provide some lifesteal, additional lifesteal for my tower, and then hopefully some invulnerability when I get it to super, and that'll give me a little bit more survivability on my tower in case let's say charge happens to get to my backline. So you can see a lot of burst damage, didn't matter too much. You know, my guys kind of just go down one by one. And this is another guy that's been getting Take Aim. You can see with his puck, he's already got it to Gaben. So a couple people stealing the Take Aim from me. But again, it's not the most valuable spell for people that aren't playing Tower God, so I don't mind it. I'm not going to get Hurricane Pike. Hurricane Pike actually doesn't work with Tower God, except for if someone gets on top of your tower and you just want to push them off and use the active ability from Hurricane Pike. So that's really the only reason you would want to get it. So I'll just get some more disable, some more evasion, tank ability. On a winning streak finally, after kind of going back and forth. There's the Fiend's Grip again, completely countered. See, I've got a lot of heals, the Cold Embrace, there's not a lot of magic damage on this guy. And don't mind the Boomer because I'm doing a lot of damage from far away with techies. And I've got the Fortification, so it's not like he can kill a lot of my guys. Block Shop. You can see the Chakra Magic is working out really well with Infernal Blade and with Little Shredder. Do need to target some of my spells here. I do like Magnetic Field for the extra attack speed. And of course I want to buff up my Mars. He's going to be doing a lot of damage. You can see that guy's going that Focus Fire route with Essence Shift. Again, he's in last place. He kind of, I think, took the bait for Essence Shift Gaben. So I don't think that was worth it for him, but maybe it'll work out for him. Played this Boomer a few times. I'm not too threatened by him. And yeah, you can see techies did some really good work from afar. Chakram casting from afar, and it keeps him right next to the tower, so he's definitely going to be targeting the tower for a Sidekick and for the Chakra Magic, so working out real well. Almost there on Fervor. Usually a contested spell, but it's popped for me this time, and you know, once I can get Little Shredder comboed up, if I can get that to Gaben plus Fervor, I'm going to be hitting multiple targets, almost the entire team if I can get both to Gaben. We'll see if I can do that. guy is playing a bit of an illusion route, but I am hitting multiple targets with my tower, and I've got chakram, so did a lot of good damage there. Unfortunately, he's got that additional attack range, and he just managed to kill me, but I think I'm confident. Finally, I find take aim for the first time. Probably put it in once I can get it to like level 2 or 3. I don't think the value for it is there at the moment. And probably switch it out for Jinko Mastery, which is the least favorable of my spells, especially since I have Sidekick, so we'll see if I can get it there. You can see the Fervor additional attack works really well with the tower, so I'm kind of just hitting multiple units even without Little Shredder. So Fervor super really good when comboing it with tower. And there it is. So Infernal Blade now is going to have an AoE effect, so 500 AoE. All the effects are going to be applied to them. You can see with the super I'm getting the additional stun and the additional damage. So Broodmother should be hitting pretty hard. See how it goes in my first Gaben. Just outside my tower's attack range. A Little Shredder pops up, AoE, Infernal Blade hits, and it works out. And there we go. Now I've got Fervor to Gaben, so no longer resets when you switch target. And of course, I mentioned the super that you're going to be having a huge chance to do an additional attack to somebody in range. So I'm going to be hitting multiple units, and if I'm attacking really fast, and with all the summons and the illusions that are happening, I'm just going to be firing off shots everywhere. So hopefully this will counter some of the summons and illusion builds too. Here's another one of the guys that has the take aim. And I managed to finally hit him off. So the Little Shredder, a little superior, especially on the Tower God. So glad I'm taking that guy out, but he is in the top 3, so it's probably going to go the full distance. So he did a good job taking take aim away from me. I do finally find it to level 3. So big power spike. I could move out Jinko Mastery now for it. And yeah, so I should be hitting pretty hard here, and I should be able to hit almost everywhere on the map with this. You know, I've got Little Shredder almost to Gaben, I've got Fervor to Gaben, and I've got Infernal Blade to Gaben, so I'm pretty much maxed out on my tower. If I can get like Sidekick to Super for that invulnerability, that'd be really helpful. You can see the machine gun from the Tower God, and the range now is in play, so he pretty much has nowhere to hide. And yeah, completely shred his summons and illusions too, so there's nowhere to go. Tower easily top in the charts. And he doesn't have anything on him. I could go with the Butterfly, or I could go with the Bloodthorn. I think the Bloodthorn should work out with the Silence if someone does end up getting close to me, and he doesn't have much to cast, so the Silence should go in immediately. So onto the top 3, I'm on a winning streak. I've been doing really well, and now that I have take aim in, you can see that last round works out really well. Moving over to protect my tower just a little bit more based off of who I'm facing. This guy's got a huge illusion build, but my tower and my techies kind of just shredding through him. And I managed to kill him off, so finally get Spike Carapace to level 3. And I could go for Vampiric Spirit Gaben. you know, I'm doing really well on a winning streak, so I could potentially be a little greedier here. Really just looking for a sidekick to super. A little shredder, of course. But I'm at almost full strength here, which is probably why I'm on my winning streak. He's got a pretty tanky frontliner. He's got the charge, but I think the chrono kind of counters the charge here. Let's see what happens. And yeah, he kind of stuns, but there's the AoE hit from the Infernal Blade. Mars is really tanky on his side, and you can just see the machine gun right here happening. Even though my tower is all the way back, I can almost hit to the complete other side. And yeah, huge damage from the Broodmother. Again, got the GIF, so I'll go for the cooldown reduction. Really like going for that. Almost got the magnetic field to Gaben. Just keeping take aim at 3. Looking at this, he's got his illusion build and his puck all on the side of my tower, and I've got the chakram. So I think I should be able to close this out here. I've got a lot of ways to counter his build. Not too worried about the illusions. Let's see how this goes. And yeah, tower doing work. Just shooting everywhere, just total machine gun. And I take him down. So yeah, totally showing the power of the Tower God. Shows a good counter to illusion builds as well. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. And I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.